Just when you didn't think car stereos could get bigger, the Soundstream VR-1032XB is an oversized 10.3-inch doubled-in stereo with built-in Bluetooth and Sirius XM ready. Plus, it's under $200. Keep watching for our full testing of this stereo in just a few minutes. Inside the box is a warranty card, owner's manual, wireless remote control, trim panel, hardware, mounting brackets, wiring harness, speaker harness, 10.3-inch display, and a double-din chassis. The rear connections include Sirius XM, power and speaker harnesses, 2 sets of RCA preamp outputs for front and rear, 2 subwoofer RCA outputs, RCA AV inputs, backup camera, 2 video outputs, and radio antenna. The stereo also has steering wheel controls built in. Yes, the display is huge, but it's not HD. It has a resolution of 800 by 480 pixels, which is a little low for me for such a large screen, but it still looks pretty good. The display is clear resistive, not capacitive, so it's not as responsive. The display is fully detachable and removing it reveals the disc slot and SD card slot. The side of the display also features a USB port and 3.5mm auxiliary inputs for audio and video playback with either a USB thumb drive or SD card. Both sources playback MP3, WMA, MPEG-1, MPEG-2, and JPEG files. The USB ports will also charge your phone, but you can't play back music via the USB source with your phone. Bluetooth provides hands-free calling and wireless music streaming. However, you don't get any music tags. The microphone is built into the display. You can play back music via Bluetooth while being connected to the USB for charging. The VR is Sirius XM ready with the SXV300V1 universal tuner, and steering wheel control ready with the Axxess ASWC1. Links for both in the video bio below. I'm also not in love with the OS of this stereo, but again, under $200. The volume commands are on top of the display. Soundstream gives you a handful of customizable audio settings. It is possible to screen mirror an iPhone or Android device to the VR-1032XB with its RCA AV inputs. All you would need is one of our mirroring kits for iPhone or Android. I'll put a link for both options in the video bio below. This will effectively get anything you want onto your screen. YouTube, Netflix, HBO, whatever. Be aware this is a safety hazard. All commands are still done at the phone. Let's test this stereo out and see what it can do. The first test we ran was 2 channels driven at 4 ohms, 14.4 volts, 40 hertz. Our audio precision will generate our signal and measure distortion. At volume 42, our HP8903B audio analyzer picked up 16.52 watts RMS. The audio precision read 0.06% distortion and 8.07 volts of output. Our AMM1 read 14 watts. We got 8.1 volts on the Lumi, and we drew 4.8 amps of current. Two channels, 14.4 volts, 1 kilohertz. At volume 42, 4 ohms, our HP picked up 17.31 watts RMS. The audio precision read 0.33% distortion and 8.25 volts of output. We can switch between left and right channels and see the differences. Our AMM1 read 13 watts RMS, and we got 8.26 volts on the Lumi, and we drew 4.72 amps of current. Down to single channel driven, 14.4 volts, 4 ohms, 1 kilohertz. At volume 42, our HP picked up 17.22 watts RMS. The audio precision read 0.31% distortion and 8.23 volts of output. Our AMM1 read 13 watts. We got 8.24 volts on the Lumi, and we drew 2.93 amps of current. Single channel, 14.4 volts, 4 ohms, 40 Hz. At volume 42, our HP picked up 16.52 watts RMS. The audio precision read 0.06% distortion and 8.06 volts of output. Our AMM1 read 14 watts. We got 8.09 volts on the Lumi, and we drew 2.94 amps of current. Two channels driven, 14.4 volts going down to 2 ohms, 40 Hz. At volume 41, our HP picked up 23.9 watts RMS. The audio precision read 2.3% distortion and 6.84 volts of output. Channel swap. Our AMM1 read 19 watts. We got 6.86 volts on the Lumi, and we drew 2.51 amps of current. Two channels driven, 14.4 volts, 2 ohms, 1 kHz. At volume 40, our HP picked up 25 watts RMS, 3.6% distortion, and 7 volts of output. Channel swap. Our AMM1 read 17 watts. We got 7.02 volts on the Lumi, and we drew 7.35 amps of current. Single channel, 14.4 volts, 2 ohms, 1 kHz. At volume 41, our HP picked up 25.42 watts RMS, 1.4% distortion, and 7.07 volts of output. Our AMM1 read 19 watts RMS, and we got 7.08 volts on the Lumi, and we drew 4.24 amps of current. Single channel, 14.4 volts, 2 ohms, 40 Hz. At volume 41, our HP picked up 24.36 watts. The audio precision read 0.54% distortion and 6.92 volts of output. Our AMM1 read 21 watts. We got 6.94 volts on the Lumi, and we drew 4.26 amps of current. RCA preamp output voltage. At volume 50, left channel, 40 Hz, 2.63 volts with 0.045% distortion. Right channel, we got 2.6 volts with 0.24% distortion. At full volume 50, 1 kHz, left channel, we got 2.61 volts, 0.24% distortion. Right channel, we got 2.6 volts with 0.24% distortion. Our final test was on frequency response using the preamp outputs. We ran a test with our audio precision as well as a plotted graph. All tests were done with a flat EQ. The stereo performed more powerfully than I thought it would. Obviously, it's not blowing your hair back with features, but it's under $200, making it a solid upgrade to the factory stereo in your 98 Elantra. Be sure to go to qualitymobilevideo.com to get all of your car audio and video gear with us today. Links for everything in the bio below. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and click that like button, but if you hate it, click the dislike button. Join the conversation below and subscribe to our channel if you're new. Thanks for watching.